Okay, so let's talk about the 25 cognitive biases and how you can use some of them to make money on Instagram, how you can use some of them to like sell products. So the 25 cognitive biases are basically triggers, or like triggers that everyone has in his brain that he gets triggered by. So for example, one of the 25 cognitive biases is the reward bias. So people get triggered, or their brain gets triggered when they have no reward. So for example, if you are right now sitting on the couch, would you stand up if you were get $1,000 for that? Yes, because you have a reward for it. Or for example, another one of the 25 cognitive biases is the pain bias. Okay, so if you're sitting on the couch right now, and someone would like kill you or whatever, if you don't stand up, would you stand up? Yes, because there's pain if you don't do it or if you do it, right? And there are 25 of these cognitive biases that humans based on make decisions, and you can use them in your marketing. So one of the biases, as I already said, is the reward bias. So in your marketing, in your Instagram story, in the DM and stuff like that, you can use the reward bias to sell products. So for example, if you want to sell a product, don't just say, yo, get my XY product, swipe up now. You want to use reward. For example, join the Instagram University, and now there comes the reward part, and learn how you can build a following on Instagram, make 4 to 5 figures per month. Okay, that's reward. Then the pain bias, for example, you want to use that too. So for example, you can do something like, you can tell a story and be like, okay, do you really want to live, like work in a 9 to 5 your whole life long? Do you really just want to make $2, $3, maybe $4,000 per month? Okay, and then you can combine it with the reward bias and be like, okay, or do you want to make 10, 20, 30, $40,000 per month? If yes, then swipe up and join the Instagram University, okay? So the first two biases are the reward and the pain bias. Those are the most important biases, okay? Most people make decisions on like reward and pain, right? So they go to reward and they go away from pain. So make sure that you use both of the things in your marketing. Another one of the 25 cognitive biases is the liking bias. So people buy from people that they like, okay? So what you can do is, to get people to like you, you can do funny Instagram stories. You can reply to all the comments, reply to all the DMs. You can chat with people on Instagram, stuff like that. You can just do live streams and connect with people. And to get people to like you, you have to be like them, okay? Because people like people like people. So what that basically means is people like people who are like them. So you have to know your audience, and if you can, for example, in your Instagram Insights, see that your audience is like that, most of them are 16 to 24, right? Then just ask yourself, okay, what do these 16 to 24 year old people do? They like to play football. They like to read. They like to play computer games, whatever. And what you then just do is you also like sometimes play computer games or like read or whatever. And you take a photo of that, put it into your Instagram story, or like write it into your Instagram story. And then people will like, oh, that guy plays computer games, cool, I like it, okay? So that's how you can, for example, use the liking bias. Then we also have the authority bias. So people, most of the time, only listen to people who have authority. So for example, if you are on the road and you're driving a bit too fast and a random car comes to you and someone pulls the window down and says, okay, stop, then you will probably just like say, fuck you, and drive faster, okay? But if the police comes and says, okay, stop, then you will stop, because a policeman has authority. Same in marketing. Why should someone listen to you? Why to you and not to like someone else? You need authority, and you can build authority through like stats. So for example, if you grew your Instagram account from 0 to 100,000 in, let's say, 3 months, then use that in your marketing and use it to build authority. So for example, one thing that I do to build authority is, I generated over $1 million in sales in 45 days, and I mentioned that in my marketing, in my Instagram bio, and I use that to build authority, okay? Then we have the social proof bias, for example. This one is very, 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 very powerful too, okay? So social proof, like people buy, like in the last video, we talked about the PASE model, okay? And one of the personality types are social people. They are very like go with the flow and see what other people think, blah, blah, blah. And the social proof bias is something like that, okay? So you want to use social proof. You want to use testimonials, right? testimonials from people. So when you get feedback, for example, when you sell an online course that teaches people how to make money with Instagram, okay, and you get your first 10 people into it, make sure that you message all of the 10 people and ask them for feedback. Then they give you feedback, and you can then post that in your Instagram story, okay? And yeah, that's basically what the 25 cognitive biases is about. There are 25 of these biases. I just gave you the strongest one. As a bonus, I can give you just another one. Another one is, for example, scarcity. This one works very good. So for example, if you sell, let's say, coaching calls, don't just be like, okay, if you want to get my coaching call, then send me a DM. You can use scarcity. For example, like, okay, my coaching call, like for this month, I have three spots left for the coaching calls, okay? 3 spots left. Then people are already like, oh, this is limited. This is exclusive. And then when you sell the first spot, you can just put another Instagram story up and say, okay, 2 spots left, 1 spot left. This is your last chance. Stuff like that, okay? So, yeah, those are some of the 25 cognitive biases. We have the reward bias, the pain bias, the liking bias, the authority bias, the avoidance, social proof, and, for example, the scarcity bias. And yeah, so there's this book. It's called The 25 Cognitive Biases. Make sure to get it. I don't want to explain all the 25 cognitive biases in this video because it would definitely take too long. And some of the some of the biases are just like hard to understand and they will confuse you. So that's why I'm just giving you the most powerful biases, okay? And by the way, the 25th of the 25 cognitive biases is the Lollapalooza bias, okay? And that's the strongest one. And what that bias says is, if you use multiple biases at once, then chances go up that people, like a person, will listen to you. So don't just use one bias. Don't just use, for example, the reward bias. Use the reward, pain, liking, authority, doubt avoidance, social proof, and scarcity bias at the same fucking time. And then people will listen to you and they will buy from you, okay? So use as many of the 25 cognitive biases as possible. I just gave you some of them: the social proof bias, the authority bias, the liking bias, the pain bias, the reward bias, and the scarcity biases. Those are definitely like the strongest ones, like, or the best ones, or like the ones that I use most of the time. So make sure to use them in your marketing. You can use them in Instagram captions, in live streams, in stories. You can use them on your sales page, in your email marketing, just everywhere, okay? Also make sure to get the book. I can maybe put a link down below this video. And yeah, that book helped me a lot. And you know, you can just also Google for the 25 cognitive biases. You'll find them there. And I hope you like this video. And if you have any questions, just send me a DM on Instagram.